Manny, what year are we in? That outfit looked like Seth Rollins came out in 1977 at the middle of a big prize fight. And everybody goes, "Who's that?" Oh, that's porn star Seth fucking Rollins.
Well, I believe he's trying to audition to be the next, be on the bag of the next Cheetos.
He looked like he killed Chester Cheeto. It's like, I'm gonna wear his skin in front of everybody, and no one's gonna care. I have claimed the title and the World Breakfast Federation champion. I killed Chester Cheeto. I am the new champion.
And his next target is Tony the Tiger. He's coming for all the cats in the game.
Well, in the Breakfast Federation, Manny, if you need an update, they had a kickoff party for Breakfast Mania or Brunch Mania. I don't know what it's
Breakfast Mania.
And Tony the Tiger slapped Captain Crunch in the face.
You know,
Start
the
talking
more we
about
talk,
family.
whenever we talk about the World Breakfast Federation, people think we're having a fever dream.
No, it's real, damn it! It's still real to me, damn
it! Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Of course, if you're watching in South America, we are the kings of the ropes.
Yeah, give us our crown and scepter. Give me my scepter. I don't even want the crown. I just want the scepter, so I can be like, seize him with the scepter.
Marcus, I was walking past a used video game store yesterday, and in the window they had this. I don't know what game it was, but it was like one of those special editions. It came with a crown. Do I want to fucking play with that? Play that game? No. Was I going to spend £25 to get a crown? Maybe.
You know what? $25 or £25 for a crown does not sound bad, especially because it rhymes. £25 for a crown. £25 for a crown. £25. I spent £25.
And then I was going to sit here
on the crown.
I was going to sit here, not explain to you what was going to what has happened and why I'm wearing a crown. I'm just going to let it fly.
Oh, so you're going to be cool, Jerry the King Lawler?
I know you would probably go, I'm Thirst Trapper Jones. I mean, the crown would fit if you tried to start calling me Jerry the King Lawler.
Nah, I heard he likes a really young Manny, and I think you don't need to go that route. I think it's 20. Hopefully, it's 21 and older with Lawler. But who knows? I don't remember how old the cat was when he was with her.
So the Super Bowl happened. The Chiefs and Kermit the Frog have won the Super Bowl.
Bastards!
Do you know what? I really wish I watched the Nickelodeon footage.
Yeah, I wanted to hear this commentary from SpongeBob and Patrick Star. They cut to them in the booth, and I would love to hear them when they were talking about the injury to who was that who tore his like Achilles running onto the field.
Running onto the field.
Yeah, it was horrible. Like you go like, oh my god, why? Like that's one of those things that just happened to that would happen to me. That's one of those freak like clumsy things like that happened to me, where it's like it's a freak accident. But it happened to an athlete, and you just go, I was wondering at that moment, what does SpongeBob and Patrick say about this? Because it's a very serious situation. Because you don't want them going, just laughing. Cut the Squidward on the sideline.
Well, and you also had Dora the Explorer explaining penalties.
What?
Yeah.
Can you say bullshit, Carl?
We're going back 15 yards.
That seems like a special type of watch, though. Like, but overall, I thought the Super Bowl was a success. It was boring until the end, where you just go like, "What's going on?" And then the 49ers didn't know the overtime rules, which is like, what the hell? What the hell?
Why would you admit that? Why would you admit that?
No one knows. Yeah, just like, damn, we fucked up. Wait.
How did the overtime? I swear, what they announced.
It's changed for years.
It's the same. It's the same in regular season as well.
Yeah. So when they announced they didn't know the overtime rules, I immediately went, what was different about these in the past, like 3 or 4 years or whatever it's been? Both people get to touch. Who goes, oh my God, they get a chance?
Usher sexually assaulted Alicia Keys during the Super Bowl halftime performance.
She seemed happy about it, Manny. She seemed happy. Usher's gonna immediately go to the tape, but he immediately went, "Yeah, my boo." Although clearly they fucked, and you know they did. You know they did. Manny, what did you think of Usher and all his Usher and his amazing friends?
So I'm just gonna say, anyone that didn't illegally download this hit Usher's tracks on LimeWire or any other provider in the early 2000s, you cannot have an opinion on this. But
what the hell?
I thought it wasn't that good until the Rollerblades came out, and then Lil Jon came out out of nowhere and said, "Turn down for what?" That's when the halftime show turned around for me.
I didn't think his performance started to. Alicia Keys showed up, and then her came in with the guitar, and I was like, "Oh!" I was more impressed with everybody around the performance than actual Usher. Just saying,
Marcus, I'm not a big fan of Usher, but like I feel like most men pretend to like Usher.
What? I like Usher. I'm not pretending, Manny.
Marcus, if there was no sex involved, if you knew you didn't have to play an Usher track to get sex, you wouldn't listen to Usher.
That's not true at all. Because, Manny, I just wanna take it nice and slow.
Men pretend to like Usher so they can get women, and we all know it.
It's not true. It's not true. Men like Usher.
And Shinsuke Nakamura does the Twitch dancing way better than Usher.
Oh yeah, Shinsuke. Full on. He got a haircut this week. He got lined up. I knew he was winning when I saw his haircut. He had a lot of Minoru Suzuki on the side of his head. And I was like, "Oh, he's gonna win tonight." My homie Shinsuke is winning. No one loses with that haircut.
Yeah. Should we move into Raw, or is there anything else you want to talk about before we start the meat and potatoes of the show?
I really don't think there's much else to talk about other than whatever happened on Raw, which feels like a secondary show to when you get to SmackDown. Like, ooh, this is.
To be fair, this was not an early conclusion to the Raws. I didn't think it was that bad of an episode. I think this was a solid episode of Raw.
I think it was an okay episode of Raw, but if I missed it, I wouldn't have noticed. I don't think I would have noticed. I don't think I would have went, shit, I missed Raw this week. It wasn't that newsworthy. Stuff happened, but let's run it down. I got some production notes for the show that I didn't write down, and I probably won't remember. But
lovely.
Not like how production notes. I didn't write any of this down.
Very helpful there, Marcus.
Yeah.
The New Day and the show kicked off with the New Day and Jey Uso versus Imperium. I'm surprised once to get go that this was given so much time. It was given like 3 commercial breaks.
Yeah. So where does Raw start off? And maybe this is under the new production of the Levesque era, who now goes by Levesque on TV. That we didn't start with someone starting with a promo and saying, "Welcome to Monday Night Raw." We just went straight to match, a 3 commercial match. It was like, oh, this is how the show's starting. And then on a side note, in my notes, Manny, were they dimming the lights due to the lack of crowd, or is this the new look that all matches are dark and the crowd no red lights or anything on the side?
Someone also pointed out the LED boards where the Raw logo was on against a black setting.
Yeah,
I don't think it was low attendance because WWE's attendance has been quite high, reasonably good for the last few months.
For the year.
And also, like it's never low going into WrestleMania. It's always attendance is always going to skyrocket around going into WrestleMania. I think it's more that NXT feel where it's like the crowd aren't the main focus and it draws your eyes in the production way. I know a lot of people hide the fact that there's not enough people in the crowd when they dim the lights, but I think television wise it looks better because you're more focused, and someone like me who probably has undiagnosed ADHD, tends to look at everything else going on in the background, and I get annoyed by people in the crowd. So you lowering the light, I think I focus more on what's in front of me.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. It was more like the NXT angle, when the way they used to do the takeover shows or whatnot, in which, yeah, they weren't sellout shows, but they still had a good amount of people, but it was just that feel. It reminded me of the Knicks, the way their games are, in which is the crowd's dark and the spotlight's all on the court. It's similar to the Lakers as well. The Clippers are bright
Marcus,
as fuck.
Marcus, it's the Knicks. Most people want to hide the fact that they're Knicks fans, so they dim the lights.
No, they do that with paper bags though. They do that paper bags.
It's only Spike that's out there going, yeah.
Spike's the only visible fan in the Knicks. He's in bright orange pajamas. Yelling at the refs at age 70 or whatever he is right now.
Vinci was pinned after getting the 1D and the Uso splash. We learn backstage that Gunther is going to have to defend his title against Jey Uso next week.
Why is this not in Australia?
Because Gunther's got that same thing Ray Phoenix had, where he couldn't leave the country for naturalization.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, okay.
So
that's such a stupid rule.
Yeah, I don't think Gunther's
like he's gonna immigrant to Australia. Sucker, my plan's finally paid off.
What it doesn't make sense is I'm going to stay, become a citizen here. But you have to forcibly stay here for however long the period is. I was like, what if I want to go on holiday?
Yeah, I want to take a vacation. Nah. Also, for this Australia trip, I guess they got to keep people back anyway, like, because the show's on Friday. I'm sure they could fly back, but
well, I'm sure SmackDown's going to be taped.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be exhausting.
Time for Raw, so I'm assuming not many people going from Raw.
Yeah, they'll leave people behind, like, probably Jay and Gunther or something, stuff like that. Like, oh, you don't.
Jay might not even be allowed to go with his DUIs
to Australia. I don't think they care about that, man. The country used to be a prison. It used to just be a prison. Again, I think the world was a better place when Australia was a prison. I don't have any problem with Australia, but I just think that's the ultimate, like, fuck, I fucked up.
But to be fair though, I don't think Australia is the real prison. The real prison should be sent to the South or the North Pole. You escape, you probably die too.
So much hypothermia out there. So much hypothermia.
We get Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed in a qualifier match. The whole match, as me and Marcus was laughing about, was Pat McAfee fat shaming Bronson Reed.
Yeah. See, it's double standard. You can fat shame a man anytime you want. But when it comes to women, you can't. Bronson Reed was out there just being round. And he was not minding his business being round. And Pat McAfee continued to shame this man through the entire match. That was the color analyst he's provided. The color commentary he provided for this match was that, look at this man. He's large. He's big. He rolls down hills.
Donkey Kong throws Bronson Reed at Mario, and he's been doing it for years. Bronson Reed is a talking barrel. Which I am going to buy this week. I think Mario versus Donkey Kong on Nintendo Switch looks like a fun game.
What is that about? I don't see. This is how I am.
You're out of the game world.
Yeah, they back fighting again. I shit. I didn't realize they took it out like, you motherfucker, you. I've been hating you for a long time. You kidnapped the princess. You're the only person who I've never whooped his ass for doing this. I told you I'll whoop your ass. I would love for a promo for Mario.
Bobby Lashley spears Bronson Reed for the win. And Bobby Lashley is in the chamber.
Now,
Bronson I feel bad for Bronson Reed.
Yeah, he releases a sad tweet. It was like, I spent my entire life trying to wrestle in front of my family and friends in Australia, my home country. I guess it's not meant to be. I'm sure he's gonna be on the card. They're gonna have the Bronson Reed Battle Royal or some shit.
It's gonna be some loser bracket or something.
I think there's a feeling spot of like, oh, this person's gonna the second chance or something. LA Knight's gonna get killed, Manny. AJ did not attack him.
I'm surprised AJ didn't even come out. Let's just jump into that.
AJ's like, it's a Monday.
LA Knight versus Ivar. This was the only part of this show that I put in ×4. I watched the entire show normally this week. It's the only match I decided to watch in ×4.
Can't believe you did Ivar like that.
It wasn't even Ivar, it was LA Knight. I just don't find him entertaining at all.
Okay. Would if Valhalla had the antlers, would you have watched it at regular speed, Manny?
I might have watched that at half speed, Marcus. To make that moment last longer.
just to have that in. But yeah, the match was just there. It's probably and I don't mean to for full disrespect, but it was the worst Ivar match he's had in months.
Yeah, that's telling though, isn't it? Because it's LA Knight.
Yeah.
I blame LA Knight for that.
It wasn't bad. It was competent. Like, that's what I can say. It was just like it was there.
Ivar wrestled a better match against Tozawa.
It's true. Well, Tozawa's a better wrestler than LA Knight. LA Knight he doesn't to him. Like, where he stole the Steve Austin The Rock, his moves lacked the charisma that they had. Like, their moves had something to it. Like, the way The Rock stumped on people and hit somebody, or even Steve Austin, it has this ferocity to it. LA Knight looks like some guy just doing a job. Like, he still looks like an old indie wrestler, not like a young, I'm going to do high spots, but an old indie wrestler who's like, oh, this is 1999 indies.
We have the Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins segment. I didn't write any notes for this because it was just 20 minutes of gold.
Oh,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was. Cody comes out there and he's talking about how he's doing this for The Rock. People. I honestly forgot what he said.
No,
it was good. It was all good, but I can't remember anything he said.
Cody came out. He was he did it he's happy for the people because they said we want Cody and they're the ones that created change. And then Seth Rollins basically came out. Well, he also called out The Rock. He called out The Rock because he also said, I didn't say anything about your stupid family.
he didn't say stupid family. He said, I didn't say anything about your family. Anyway, you just got offended. Whatever.
And fuck your daughter's knees.
Talk about the crybaby. Yeah, so talk about the crybaby thing and the chicken nuggets. What am I supposed to do with these nuggets? What am I supposed to do with these nuggets?
Evidently, I was eating chicken nuggets for lunch while I was watching this. I didn't know where to put them.
Yeah, we like, do I dip them in the sauce or dip them in my ass? Am I Cody Crybaby? This is the test.
and then Seth came out. And then I'm so glad he didn't come out and do his usual nonsense. He told Cody that he has to finish the story, and because Roman Reigns is the most powerful champion they've had in years.
He's only gonna get more powerful. Cody, if he wins this one. Just think of the
leverage he's gonna have. He'll show up even less.
Cody, this is the last chance to get the title. I didn't realize the stakes were this high.
and then Seth told him that he doesn't have to do it alone, and he will be his shield, which was a good way to end the promo. I really enjoyed. Seth really brought it this week. Cody did as well, but Do you know what's different? What's different about AEW, the AEW Cody, and then this new version, this comeback version of Cody? Cody's face tells so much more to what is being said. Like when Seth was saying stuff, Cody's face reacts the way you expect it to react, like the way people are supposed to react to when they say things like that.
Yeah, I just think Cody's just gotten better in his promos and expressions over the years. Not saying that, and he has focus and he doesn't have to, work alone on, I guess, his promos. I guess people are helping or, be like, nah, you shouldn't probably say that or whatnot. But, Mr. Irrelevant, Seth Rollins out there.
Nah, you can't call him Mr. Irrelevant.
No, he is. His title's irrelevant.
The actual Mr. Irrelevant is Brock Purdy, and we all know it.
Yeah, but he didn't win. He didn't win, so he's really irrelevant. He's just another victim of Patrick Mahomes that no one's gonna remember. But with Rollins not really having much of a motivation, this was a good angle, and it really does set up a tag match for, I think, Australia. It's a nice little match to give Roger a warm up for his legs or whatnot. And
apparently, the idea apparently that was floating around on news sites in the last 48 hours is Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will main event night 2 of WrestleMania. However, night 1 of WrestleMania, you might be looking at a tag match.
Don't do that.
Rock and Roman versus maybe Seth and Cody.
Now give that to the women. You can give it to the women. I'm okay with that.
I generally feel bad for Bayley at this moment in time because technically, if you win a Royal Rumble, you should main event one night of the WrestleManias. But she is not even being spoken to. She
wasn't even invited to the kickoff party. Basically, her being a 49ers fan, she should have saw this coming. I'm going to get to the dance, and nothing good is happening after that. But I don't think I want that tag match, and I know they're looking for something for Seth to do. But
that what was it? That little, I don't know if they played that during the Super Bowl, but there was that little trailer that got released.
Yeah, I heard about it. I missed that part.
It was basically the emphasis was Cody Roman, but in the background behind them both were Seth and The Rock, and it seems as that's what they're leading to. Do I really want to see? I don't really want to watch The Rock at his age. Do you know when you start watching wrestlers' age? It's like when you watch Chris Jericho. You know he's so much better in his prime. I don't like watching people past their prime. It's like, do I need to see this?
well, unlike Jericho though, what's The Rock's offense, Manny? I'm going to throw some punches. I'm going to do some stumps, maybe a rock bottom. I can do that. He can do that little DDT. People's elbow. There's not much there. It's not like he's doing springboards off the top rope or anything. You're not going to see the decline. Like, I think he can get away with it, like Sting could get away with it, where all you do is throw punches and chops and occasionally do a dive. And The Rock doesn't even do dives, so it's not going to even. It's not much work. I just don't think that I want to see a night 1 tag match, and between the stars. Maybe they put that on SmackDown or something. Maybe.
No,
but I think one of the bigger matches. I think Rhea and Becky potentially is bigger. I think if Seth had his own personal opponent, would be bigger or whatnot. Although that would be a fun pivot if The Rock says, "I'm gonna whoop your ass at night 1 of WrestleMania for you talking all this shit, for you just being with him, just being associated with him."
Cody did say he wanted to thank Seth also for having his back at the press conference. And Seth opens with the Maui line of, "What can I say except you're welcome."
Don't use Maui against them. Use it Maui for evil.
We get Liv Morgan versus Zoe Stark in another qualifying match. The match was all right. Liv wins with the Oblivion.
Yeah, I have a question. Has Liv Morgan been Raw superstar Liv Morgan, or did she? I thought she was SmackDown.
No, she got drafted to Raw with who was their tag partner at the time?
Damn, we had to beat the death for that one.
The back lady, Raquel. They got drafted to SmackDown. I mean Raw. when they were Raw Women's Tag Team Champion.
Oh, okay. It just looked foreign to me when I was like, when did she become Raw? Because they just threw it on there. Well, anyway, she obviously beats Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
Like it was no question about it. She's on this revenge tour, but I did like that they gave them a little backstory. But I think that takes a strike. They should get a strike. You don't give people like this is why they want to win video packages and then cut the Zoe Stark waiting in the ring. Like, oh, it's supposed to be a big match. Yeah, you're the only one in all these qualifying matches that have waited in the ring. Even Ivar got an entrance.
Zoe Stark's entrance ain't even that good. Come on.
It's not, but you know what? If I'm in a qualifying match, damn it, give me my entrance. Don't have me waiting in the ring. Don't do me like that. Don't do me dirty like that.
Marcus, why is Sami Zayn constantly having these sit-down interviews before the show?
Well, these are all requested by Jackie Redman because she's a torturous, and I'm going to say this, and I mean this with all due respect. She's a bitch, Manny. She set him up. She set him up.
Are you suggesting Jackie Redman is working with Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yes, because there's no way Shinsuke could have timed himself to show on that monitor exactly in the middle of their interview. She had no further questions for Sammy. Think about it. She could have said, oh, now that happened, we can carry on. She didn't say, let's pause the interview, Manny. Let's pause the interview. And then we'll start back it up as the Shinsuke vignette run. I don't even know what this is. Guys, I'm trying to do an interview. Can we please get Shinsuke off the screen? I don't know how this happened.
Also,
she didn't even try.
Also, Xavier Woods needs to wear lifts in his shoes because Kathy Kelly had to take off her shoes to interview him. The other two were fine. She had to take off her shoes so she could look smaller than Xavier Woods.
The good old fashioned take off the shoes, leg split. I love that some bitch trope still lives forever. Nah, it can't be taller than the wrestlers. Or is it a wrestler thing where I don't want the interviewer to be taller than me? Who you think? Yeah, how would you feel, man, if Kathy Kelly interviews you? Would you be like, hey, now you gotta sit down when you talk to me. You're too tall.
If she was too tall, Marcus, if she was too tall, I'd be like, no, you need to step down a bit because I don't want to be looking like I'm staring at your breasts during this interview. I want to see your face. I don't want to be out here looking like a pervert.
Yeah, she sits down, Manny immediately is like this. The fuck? I like my downward breast angle. I don't like looking up at breasts. It's a weird thing. Leave me alone.
JD McDonough takes on R-Truth. Damian Priest in the back reminds R-Truth he isn't part of the Judgment Day. The beatings he has been getting have not been any part of any initiation. They have just been beatings. That's
what my father told me.
R-Truth in the back is trying to call him Miz because the Judgment Day are going to kill him. JD wins with the Sato suplex, which he's now calling the Devil Inside. And then the Judgment Day take out R-Truth after the match, and DIY make the save. And he seems to think they are DX at the back.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought DX made the save. That was John and thank you. Oh. My main thing about Judgment Day, where's Rhea? Why is she working the Roman Reigns schedule? She's not around. She's rarely around in the next segment. She was? Oh, yeah, she did. She said with Judgment Day. You're right. Yeah. She did come out the Nia Jax Becky thing. Yeah.
Becky Lynch, as we've mentioned, Becky Lynch had to explain why her daughter has to fight with Maui. Second Moana reference of the night.
Yeah, used by the married couple. But she had to explain all the times when she missed her father's funeral or the death of her father and all this other stuff and birthdays. And, you go like, damn, tragedy.
Yeah. Becky's obsessed with getting her title back. She hasn't had it for 2 years. She raises a glass to Rhea Ripley for her to enjoy her last few weeks as champion. Out comes Nia Jax. Says Becky Lynch is going to win at the elimination chamber. Nothing is going to stop her. Just like nothing is going to stop her beating Rhea Ripley. See you at WrestleMania. Then Rhea Ripley takes down Nia. Nia is then taken down by both Becky and Rhea.
Wait, you mean didn't Nia take them out? No, I mean Becky got a rope. Nia took out Rhea, And then Becky took out Nia. I
No,
thought
Rhea,
it was a drop kick.
No, and then Rhea booted Nia in the face after that.
Shit, I must have missed the boot. I only have memory of Nia being on top, and it was like in segment. I was like, damn, Rhea really got hers.
Well, you're a pervert, that's why.
Why am I a pervert?
Nia was on top.
Nia is always on top. Isn't that her catchphrase?
Then we get the dirtiest man in the game, Drew, who tells Cody to get himself out of this match with him next week, as he doesn't need this right now. There's two things he needs to avoid, and that be one, being in his prayers, and two, fighting him one-on-one, as he might not make it to WrestleMania just like Punk.
Yeah, I don't want to be in any Drew's prayers. My favorite thing about Drew was something that was on the .com that I saw online with Pierce talking about, if I see you in that shit, I told you I was finding you if you were wearing it. And Drew said, fine, take off the shirt to reveal that he's wearing the shirt under the shirt. The same exact Punk's death shirt. And then, apparently he got fined triple pay for this. Actually.
Yeah, but I'd be looking at that shirt. I believe that sold quite well. I'd be like, take out my merch money, man. Why are you selling it then? If I'm not allowed to wear it, why are we selling it?
Yeah. Same thing with the true bootleg shirts. We're making money off these things.
They made a DIY X one now.
Did they?
Yeah.
Could be the worst selling R-Truth shirt ever.
So then we got the main event, Sammy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This wasn't that bad of a match. Drew distracts Sammy. And then Shinsuke does a slide tackle or an ankle breaker.
Yes.
As I've known them to be. And then hits a Kinshasa for the win.
Manny, what kind of outside of the ring distractor are you? Are you the common guy? Are you the guy that just walks out and then you just get their attention and they turn around and look? Or are you going full distraction by jumping on the apron, grabbing a leg, or dumping water on somebody? What kind of guy are you?
I'm the one that's going to come in through the back, so where Samantha Irvin sits, so you don't notice me straight away. I'll pick up a chair, slide it in the ring towards the other person, then get up on the apron and cause a distraction. And then it's up to you to do what you need to do.
You're an elaborate plan distraction. I would like to think I'm a minimalist like Drew. Just walk out there in my tank top and jeans and just stare and be like, oh shit, it's Drew. But I feel like I would probably come out with a drum set, just be banging on it. Distraction!
So basically, you'd be R-Truth like 2 weeks ago when he came out selling merch or giving away.
Mine would be loud distraction. I'm going epic. I want you to know I'm distracting you intentionally. But the loud ones always backfire.
Now I need to ask the question: are you actually coming out? Or are you going to put out a Kota Ibushi video package and distract the people in the ring?
I feel like I have to come out, but I think Eric would be the one who would, of all of us, to be like, I'm sitting to play this video package at this point of the show, please. Please. Hello. Manny, Marcus, I'm distracting you. He got me. Roll up, no! I would fear that would be how if wrestling was real, that would be how all my matches would end. God damn it, I'm distracted by that lady eating popcorn. God damn it, roll up. What's that sign say? Roll up, no.
Another thing we missed is I might also want to be Mr. Fuji for assault.
Well, that's the you're a manager kind of distraction. I'm the kind of guy, I think I'll be the manager where I will have plans to throw something in somebody's eye and then it backfires all the time. Like I plan on throwing salt and it just slips out my hand.
Throw salt, someone's had something, somehow a gust of wind has made it go backwards into my eyes.
Yeah. Try to shoot fireballs at people, it doesn't work. God damn it! Lighter's not working. Trying to shoot fire on this motherfucker. Trying to blind somebody.
Yeah, so this episode of Raw, as we said at the top, good. I mean, it is something you could have missed, but I thought it was a good episode of Raw. The whole middle part of the Cody promo, if you haven't watched it, the WWE YouTube channel released a full version of it, so go watch that. If you haven't. That's probably the best part of Raw, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the main event I thought was really good too. I thought Shinsuke and Sammy brought it. It was vintage Shinsuke Sammy. Like, it was not, of course, it wasn't what they did in like Dallas or whatnot, but it was it was really good.
Less time.
Yeah, they had a lot less time in commercial breaks, and they were a lot younger back then. Had a lot more spring in their steps.
Well, Shinsuke also cared about his job at that point. Shinsuke seems like he's quiet quit again.
Shinsuke looks like he does the bare minimum, but shows up to work with all the documents and presentations ready to go. Like, he had his vignette ready. He was like, "You asked me to do a vignette. I did one. You didn't say anything of importance in this vignette. You just ruined Jackie Redmond's interview, who I think is in on it." I think Sammy's still going to win a chamber match, Manny, and fight Seth for Mania. That's still my theory.
How's he going to win? I don't know how he's getting in because he lost his qualifier. And they haven't really announced that it's going to... They haven't announced... They announced it for the women.
Yeah. You think they're not going to do it for the men? They didn't announce anything
for the men. I don't know.
They may not, or as we suggest, LA Knight could get taken out by AJ Styles at some point. And then they need a fill in the spot, and Sammy gets in, and somehow he wins the Elimination Chamber and goes and fights Seth. Because they spend too much time on this Sammy losing streak and these Jackie Redmond interviews. They really are trying. And for him to main event Raw, it seems important because this didn't have to be the main event. You could have ended with, Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed or some shit.
Nah. You go get that fat shaming done in the first hour.
But people are awake. You do it when they're about to sleep, they're angry.
He even went as far as to say that he must have trouble putting on shirts and taking them off and taking a shit. He just went through a fat man struggle.
Oh no, seeing Bronson Reed try to take off his shirt and struggling, going would be funny. Hold on, let me write that down. Might be distraction in my wrestling. What's this fat guy trying to take off his shirt? Kicking it out. Someone help him. He can't breathe. Guy goes out to help him breathe. You get rolled up. It was a trap. It was a distraction.
And before we go, let's just cover the 4 comments we got from Wes. LA Knight is missing the showmanship. No, he has the showmanship. It's just the in-ring. He just doesn't look like he's the guy.
I think he means the in-ring showmanship. Like, his moves just seem basic.
They should have brought back Dustin and Goldust to watch Cody's back. I mean, if Goldust is watching his back, I think Cody's in severe trouble.
No, but it still makes sense. Again, Dustin's missing the paycheck. He's missing it. This is him. You should be out there. It shouldn't be Seth. It should be you talking about, "I'll fight The Rock for you."
Seth needs to ditch them coats so the belt can be front and center. No, I like him looking like a pimp from the 70s.
A seedy porn director, as I like to call him. Very seedy.
Cody is not trying to solve racism here. I think he's given up.
Yeah. I mean, he could have solved it by just giving The Rock and Roman a main event. We'll put the first ever non-white man main event in the history of WrestleMania. We could have had it.
Yeah, so that I believe that is today's show, Marcus.
Wow, 40 minutes! And we're not even rushing today.
We have successfully done a show that is under 40 minutes because, Marcus, I'm just going to say goodbye now, and I'm going to give you time to say goodbye, and then we've still got about 40 seconds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Tune in to more of our Sharpshooter content to ETE tomorrow. Top 100 matches should be coming out. Needs to be edited and put out, but it will be.
Again, it came out very late the other week.
I'll tell you a secret about that one. The funny part about that one, Manny, it was supposed to come out on time, scheduled to come out on time. somebody just put the wrong date. So I was like, it's coming out at 1.
Somebody, that wasn't me. I'm not the one that does those things.
No, it was 100% me. And I went, what the fuck? And then I looked and I was like, all right, I put it out at either it was 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. I forgot. But I was like, fuck. I was so pissed off about that.
So yeah, that is the show. Make sure you like the video and subscribe if you haven't. We'll watch ETE. We'll be back on Thursday, and then me and Marcus will be back again on Saturday for the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast as Eric takes pictures of 15-year-old girls at a kinship.
Hopefully legal smut.
Yeah. So we out. Peace.